It was all an act, a carefully crafted performance for a weekend. But the most dangerous part of pretending to be in love is forgetting that you're pretending. For Liam and Maya, the curtain was about to rise on a performance that would change their lives forever. It started with a frantic phone call. Maya's perfect cousin was getting married in Hawaii, and Maya, perpetually single according to her family, couldn't bear the thought of showing up alone. Her plus one had just bailed. In a moment of desperation, she called Liam, her witty, dependable friend from college who she hadn't seen in years but kept up with online. His response? A surprisingly calm, "I'm in, but we need rules." And so, the agreement was born. Rule number 1. This is a business transaction. Liam gets a free Hawaiian vacation. Maya gets a doting boyfriend to fend off nosy ants. Rule number 2. No real feelings. This was strictly platonic. They were allies in a social battlefield, nothing more. Rule number 3, the most important one, no kissing on the lips. A peck on the cheek was acceptable, a hand on the small of her back, fine. But the lips were off limits, a final barrier between the act and reality. The contract ended after the last dance at the wedding reception. Then, they would go their separate ways, with a good story to tell and nothing more. Their preparation was like studying for a final exam. They spent hours on video calls, creating a backstory. They met at a coffee shop where Liam supposedly saved her from a disastrous coffee spill on her laptop. Their first date was a spontaneous trip to an indie movie festival. They memorized each other's favorite foods, pet peeves, and embarrassing childhood stories. It was surprisingly fun, building this fictional life together. The first day in Hawaii was a masterclass in awkwardness. Holding hands felt stiff and unnatural. When an aunt asked how they met, they launched into their rehearsed coffee shop story, nearly stumbling over each other's lines. It was clunky, unconvincing, and utterly exhausting. They would retreat to their separate corners of the hotel suite, a necessary evil for appearances, and sigh with relief, the masks temporarily off. But then, the Hawaiian sun began to work its magic. The lines between their performance and their true selves started to blur. During a group snorkeling trip, Maya, who was a nervous swimmer, started to panic in the water. Without a second thought, Liam was by her side. He didn't make a big show of it for the audience. He just spoke to her in a low, calming voice, held her hand, and guided her back to the boat, his presence a steady anchor in her sea of anxiety. Back on the boat, wrapped in a towel, she saw a side of him she'd never noticed, a deep, quiet strength, and a genuine kindness that had nothing to do with their agreement. For the first time, her heart fluttered for real. A day later, it was Liam's turn. At the pre-wedding luau, one of Maya's notoriously difficult uncles began grilling Liam about his career choices, subtly belittling his job as a freelance graphic designer. Before Liam could even defend himself, Maya jumped in. With a brilliant smile and razor-sharp wit, she masterfully redirected the conversation, praising Liam's creativity and recent successes, making him sound like the most sought-after artist in the country. The uncle was left speechless. In that moment, Liam saw past the friend he knew and the girlfriend she was pretending to be. He saw a fiercely loyal, intelligent, and protective woman. He was completely captivated. The act was starting to feel dangerously real. The wedding day arrived, a whirlwind of flowers, champagne, and emotion. They played their roles to perfection. They held hands, their fingers now lacing together with an easy familiarity. He whispered jokes in her ear during the long ceremony, making her laugh, a genuine, unrestrained laugh that caught the attention of her parents, who smiled approvingly. Then came the reception. The lights were low, the music was soft, and they were pulled onto the dance floor for a slow song. As he wrapped his arms around her, the carefully constructed walls they had built came crumbling down. All the rules, all the pretenses, faded away. There was no audience, no act. There was only the two of them, swaying to the music, lost in each other's eyes. The space between them crackled with an undeniable energy. The song was ending, and so was their agreement. Liam looked down at her, his heart pounding. "Maya," he whispered, his voice thick with an emotion he could no longer hide. Rule number 3 was no kissing. She looked up at him, her own heart echoing his. "Rules are meant to be broken," she whispered back. And he did. He broke the rule. Under the soft glow of the party lights, he leaned in and kissed her. It wasn't a performance. It was real, tender, and full of all the words they hadn't said. It was the end of their act, and the beginning of everything. They spent the rest of the night inseparable, not as actors, but as two people falling hopelessly in love. On their last evening, sitting on the beach, they talked for hours. They confessed the exact moments they started feeling something real, the snorkeling, the luau. It was clear this wasn't just a vacation fling. So, Liam said, turning to face her, "Our contract is officially over. What's the next step for us?" Maya smiled, a real, radiant smile. "I think we need a new agreement," she said. "One without an end date." A year later, they stood on that same Hawaiian beach, but this time, it was their wedding. No fake backstory, no rules, just two people who found real love in the most unexpected way. Their family and friends, who had witnessed the start of their romance, cheered as they shared a kiss, a real kiss, sealing a promise that was anything but pretend. But let's rewind to the moment just after that first, rule-breaking kiss. The magic of the wedding was over, and the harsh light of reality was setting in. The weekend was done. Their agreement was fulfilled. They stood at the airport, a terminal filled with goodbyes, the air heavy with unspoken feelings. This was it, the end of the road. They were supposed to walk away, back to their separate lives, just like they had planned. Liam turned to her, his suitcase in hand, a look of desperation in his eyes. "Maya," he said, his voice barely a whisper against the airport noise. "This whole weekend, it felt more real than anything in my life. I know the deal was to walk away, but I can't. Let's make this real. For good." He stood there, his heart on his sleeve, waiting. The final announcement for her flight to New York echoed through the terminal. The world seemed to stop, holding its breath. How would she respond? What do you think she did? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love stories like this, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button for more. Thanks for watching.